Greetings, everybody. Welcome to our prologue adventure for Kingdom Death Monster. I've already set up our characters. If you recall, I was going to do a Nintendo theme, so to introduce our starting survivors, we have Mario, Peach Toadstool, which I forgot to check their genders. We have a Link Kokiri. I know he doesn't have a canon last name, but I was interested in keeping track of the lineage of our characters. So I wanted last names, especially when it comes to reproducing. And we have Zelda Hyrule as our first four characters. Now, before I begin, just a quick thought. Well, I would like to point you guys to the YouTube link that I will post in the description. I was going to read and show the prologue story to introduce this game. However, when I was setting up all of the DLC and stuff, I believe I accidentally deleted it. I'm not sure how to bring it back. And I already have my save file long before that. Instead of loading and, since I don't video edit on my channel, instead of showing the loading process, to open up this thing again just to show that off, I found a really good YouTube video. It's just under 2 minutes for those that are interested, where a far more professional sounding voice actor will read off the prologue of Kingdom Death for you if you are interested. Feel free to pause this video for that if you wish to know how we start in this situation. Alright, with that said, we are just going to begin the first encounter. We are facing the prologue White Lion. It's a white lion under special conditions. And he gets to go first. It's like the white lion wishes to do a claw attack to the closest threat facing in range. Well, the way I'm going to determine this, because all of our characters are starting off facing the white lion. I just want to enlarge these dice real quick. I'm going to randomize it. Our player 1 character here will be 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. On a 9 or 10, I will roll again. Also, I know in the Kingdom Death special rules, they say not to use the monster controller to not apply insanity. However, I feel that the insanity bonus you get is pretty crucial. I'm not looking to increase the difficulty on myself, so I will be moving the monster controller for the purposes of insanity checking during this playthrough. But me rambling on long enough, this lion is ready to start hunting our newly awakened humans. And he rolls a 10 right off the bat. Is that going to be an omen that this lion is going to kick our asses? I hope not. Gets a 5, so that will be a Link that he targets. Following the rules of the card, he takes the most direct path to get to the survivor he is targeting. And for anyone who is curious, they were all 6 spaces away from the lion. Everyone was equidistant based on how the movement works in this game. And with that, this white lion is going to do a claw attack right after Link here. Is Link nimble enough to... Oh, wow. He's nimble enough to get out of the way of one swipe, but he got hit by the other one, which is the expected outcome. Link's going to be taking a damage to his waist area. His cloth armor will be used up for this fight or this hunt. However, that's a pretty good start. In all honesty. Alright, so no real damage dealt. Now, I think our survivors here, because the tutorial lion, I will tell you now, Claw is always placed on top of the AI deck only for the tutorial lion. There's also a card placed on top of the hit location deck. And I am going to abuse this knowledge of that fact. I'm going to have Link here, who is in front of the lion, step aside only one position. Link is going to throw his founding stone. For those that don't know, you have a one-time, can spend your attack action to do an automatic hit that inflicts a critical wound. And I am going to do that right now. So I will put my founding stone to the side. Actually, my archive box is going to be the starting gear treasure chest on the top left, in case I ever need it. Need it for any reason. So Link will throw his founding stone right at the strange hand of the lion, and he gets the crit. So we ignore the failure. We hack off the monster's hand, and if Link so chooses, he could spend his 1 survival to treasure this moment, gain a permanent 1 strength for this feat. I am going to take that offer and do that for Link. Also, the strange hand has a persistent injury. The white lion now has a lost hand, which may affect some of his AI cards. Alright, so that was Link's turn. Next thing we want to do is get Zelda out of the way of the lion's charge. Now, I know how the lion operates because I fought this thing quite a handful of times. Normally, you don't want to be in front of him. This is the general rule of thumb, I would say. So Zelda is going to get off her attack, using her founding stone to slash at this lion. She's definitely got 1 hit. Let's see what we have here. Nailing the beast tricep. But can we cause damage to it? Wow, holy crap! Zelda severed the beast's tricep. The torn muscle causes agonizing pain for the lion. We discard 1 mood currently in play, which there is none. The white lion is actually knocked down. That is a big deal. While a monster is knocked down, all reactions are cancelled. So he will not react at all when we're hitting him, and all hit rolls succeed on a 3+. Other than that, nothing too serious here, but I forgot to cause 1 wound for the thrown founding stone, and then this is 1 wound for the critical blow to the beast tricep. Good job, Zelda. We are off to a really great start. Well, with that, we're going to have Peach get right into the beast. Now, even though he's knocked down, she is still in the beast's blind spot. When you're in the blind spot of whatever monster you are facing, just so I can remember I'm using these dice for Peach, I'm going to color tint these pink. Actually, what I can do is copy this color and then paste it onto this dice. I should have did this earlier, but I didn't. It's a pretty nice looking pink dye, actually. I rather like that. So Peach here hits on 2s in this rare occasion that practically never happens. We have 2 hits. Let's hope the hit location results are beneficial. Fleshy Gut and the Beast's back. Don't have to worry about failing. Now, Peach hits on a 7. That doesn't improve, so hopefully we can get a wound here. Let me just double check the wounds. Fleshy Gut would be quite an interesting result to crit. So with this one, but since none of the reactions matter, I will do them in this order. So for the Fleshy Gut, let's see how Peach does. Only a 4, 5 with her weapon. No damage there. And the Beast's back. What are these crits? That's 10. We're gonna take that. Peach completely strips some fur off of the Beast's back. The White Lion gains a -1 accuracy token. So I'll take this token here. I don't really need to use these tokens due to this, but I'll leave it. I don't know. It kind of gets in the way. I'm not going to use the token for the monster. We can track it permanently here. So this White Lion has -1 accuracy for the rest of this fight. That is really, really good. Wow, I just got 2 crits so early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Alright, so we'll get the wound for that attack. And Mario taking this chance to join in, flaying this White Lion who's like stuck onto his back. He's gonna get his opportunity to do his own damage. Now he hits on... Why did Peach hit on a 2? I forget. Actually, because it should just be a 3. She rolled higher than 2. I don't think a 2 hits. I'm trying to remember why I thought she hit on a 2+. I don't recall, because that shouldn't be the case. It should just be a 3. Either way, one of these is a miss. So let's see where Mario hit the Beast. Smacking its maw somehow while he's up its butt. Oh, right! He did hit on a 2. The reason why is because I'm behind it. I had forgotten. So we're hitting the maw and the belly. The failure doesn't matter because the Beast is knocked down. I have to say, right now I'm going to interject. And this is going to be rolled for the first card here on the left. But this fight does not go this smoothly whatsoever. Do not take what you are witnessing here as a sign that this fight goes this well. Mario does successfully wound the Beast's maw. And slashing viciously at the soft belly of the Beast. Unfortunately, that belly is a little sturdier than Mario would like. He does not do damage to it there. Our heroes had a fantastic turn. However, at the end of their turn, the lion does get up. And he's probably not too happy. He's going for a grasp at the closest survivor in range. That would be somebody who is next to him, as his range covers everything. He does not see in his blind spot, though. So the lion will actually go after Zelda, because you don't do diagonals in this game. Link is 2 spaces away. So Zelda is getting grasped. A 1-die attack, 3+ to hit due to the lion's accuracy that's down. There is an after damage trigger though. Oh, that's not so good. He's going to want to isolate Zelda. But let's see how this goes. I was about to say she is one lucky girl if that landed on a 1, but we have a 7. So Zelda is getting grasped here. Let's find out where the white lion is grabbing her. By the foot. So probably taking her foot into his mouth, or maybe using his paws that he still has. Zelda will take light damage to the foot, only 1. However, she will be grabbed. The lion does a full move away from the team. Seeing as our guys are here, he will go straight ahead. 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spaces ahead. Zelda will be knocked down due to the grab effect. If anybody watches this and is familiar with Tabletop Simulator, is there a way to rotate on the y-axis so I can put things sideways? Otherwise, knockdown status, I will just hit the flip button. We can watch them stand on their heads. Anyway, Zelda gets grabbed, which means she takes 1 more damage just automatically. That is how the grab works. It is to her waist, so her armor will protect her in that area. So that's good, but she is knocked down. She is all the way over there. But overall, not too bad of a turn. Considering the distance of the white lion, our survivors need to figure out. Mario can get in. However, none of the other 2 can unless they wish to throw their founding stones, and I really do not want to do that. It's a pretty precious item. So Mario is going to go first, and he is going to get in there. By the way, you're going to see this thing pop up a lot. It's auto-saving, and I don't know how to disable the auto-save in Tabletop Simulator. You would think, just as a proof of concept, that it would be in the game options. However, if you look at these many choices, there's actually no auto-save disable button. You cannot scroll down or drag down this. There's no more options than this. It's obviously not in graphic or controls or the UI or as a pointer or in the blocked IDs. So I don't know how to disable the autosave. Anyway, that was just a proof of concept thing. Sorry to take us out of the experience. Let's get back to this. Mario slashing at the white lion's back once more. Let's see how he does. He does hit on 6s. He actually get 2 more hits onto this beast. 1 right in the lion's fuzzy groin. Another in his paw. There's no failure for the groin. So we're gonna go for the groin first. Let's see how well we do. Only a 6. That matches the toughness, so that does cause a wound. And luckily for me, because I know what this critical wound does, we did not sever the lion's testicles and utterly piss it off this time anyway. Alright, now for the beast's paw. For those that are wondering, you only have to tie the toughness or get higher to cause a wound. And we have a 7. So that is 1 more wound for the lion, the white lion. His cards will be shuffled up, placed back onto the AI deck. The white lion has 3 more HP. If I threw all my founding stones, we could insta-kill it. But we're not going to do that. Link is going to press on ahead, remaining outside of this range of the lion. Toadstool is going to press on ahead. However, she will move 1 to the right as well. Neither can do their attacks. So it is the white lion's turn to retaliate once more. And he is going to claw. Closest threat in field of view, as none are in his range. For those that don't know, when a hero is knocked down, they are not a threat. So the closest threat in range would be Link, who is 3 away, as opposed to 4. Now, unfortunately for Mario, monsters always take the most direct route to their prey. And his most direct route would be 2 straight down. When a monster occupies a space by a hero, they shove them aside. It would be shoved aside, so I believe he would be here. And they get knocked down while also taking 1 damage. So the beast just blows past Mario as it tries to get to Link. It nails his head. Mario's head hits the ground hard. And he gets heavily injured there, so he would be knocked down regardless. That's alright. I'm sure Mario will be fine. He can manage to handle that. He kind of has no choice. Link, on the other hand, is about to get clawed by our white lion here. The white lion still hits on 3s. So 2 hits against our Hylian hero. Did not mean to pick up the card there. Just put that back. Let's see where this white lion's getting Link. Nailing his head, nailing his chest. It is only 1 damage. And Link does not have survival left due to gaining the strength. So he'll take a heavy injury to the head, which will knock him down. A light injury to the body. He'll be okay. He is knocked down for the next round of combat, though. Starting the player's turn, Zelda has recuperated herself. Unfortunately, Mario is occupying a very crucial space. In fact, if Zelda could have gotten here, the lion would have sniffed on the next round more than likely and skipped its turn, essentially. We're going to have Peach get right up into the butt of this monster. Peach still has her founding stone, right? She does indeed. No special benefits. So she swings! She gets 2 hits. A crit hit, too. Beast Brow. Somehow, Peach from behind the white lion manages to reach around and hit his brow. She also manages to nail the beast's femur. The femur has no bad effects, so we're going to do the femur first. On a roll of a 5, she doesn't do enough damage to the femur to actually cause it damage. However, she slashes the brow as hard as she can. Not quite as hard as she can. Fortunately, Peach doesn't do any damage for this round of combat. Zelda, not wanting to be left behind, she's just gonna get straight in there to the side of this monster. Actually, let's see how wounded Zelda is compared to Peach. Okay, she's not damaged. On the foot, she's damaged. She's not very damaged, so she can definitely just attack on the side here. A 2 in the 7th. Manages to get one hit. Straight into the beast's chest. Will she manage to cause it damage, or is she going to fail and cause some repercussions? She does cause it damage. Don't have to worry about the reaction, so we didn't fail to wound. And take another health away from the White Lion. This means the White Lion only has the one attack to use, and it is his turn. So once again, he's going to claw. The closest threat is going to be Zelda in this scenario. And I apologize if I'm not staying more dynamic with the board and being up close, but I don't have all this memorized yet, so I keep referencing the cards so I can make sure I'm doing everything right. Anyway, let's clear some room here. 2 swipes at our fair lady. A 4 and a 2. The 2 actually misses because the lion hits on 3s now. So Zelda only takes 1 hit. Straight to her body. She's a pretty tough girl though. She gets lightly damaged there. She can tough it out. No problems whatsoever. Back to our hero's turns. This does get reshuffled back into here immediately. Both Link and Mario do get up. Now, Zelda is going to go first to get out of the way of the lion, so if anything bad happens, she won't be dragged around, because we know how to fight this beast. So getting her to safety first would be ideal. Zelda decides to roll off to hit it. I'm getting a 4, 1 hit with the 7. She manages to, I guess, carve into the glorious mane of the beast. It is impervious and so will not take a damage. However, if she gets a crit, she will carve the mane clean off. 6 is not a crit. So, nothing special happening here with Zelda. Link, with his extra strength, is going to get right behind the beast. But he has to resort to his fists and teeth. His fists and teeth, since he threw his weapon. He hits on a 7. Due to being behind the monster. So it's kind of like we have a founding stone here. And due to the +1 damage, he'll also be wounding normally. He doesn't land any hits though. Unfortunately for him. Mario, 3, 4, 5, walks around. We're going to have Mario do the next attack. Managed to get a critical hit and a regular hit. Unfortunately, Mario managed to fall for the White Lion's clever ploy. He is caught in the lion's ruse and is savagely mauled. Mario is treated as doomed, cannot spend his survival, and he's getting attacked with a basic attack. The lion turns right around as it fools Mario, thinking he was safe. Also, I'm gonna once again rescale these a bit more because they were kind of lacking behind. Trying to get all the dice to be the same. You know what I can do is delete that die because I don't really need it. Alright, so 2 attacks. Surprise attacks. The lion lands both of them onto Mario, and he cannot do anything about it. Let's see how bad the damage is. 1 to the waist, 1 to Mario's hand. I think he can handle those 2 sections. His armor will take care of 1. His hand will be lightly injured. Overall, not too bad. However, the clever ploy immediately gets shuffled back into the hit location deck. And it could come out again. Peach hasn't gone yet. He's taking this opportunity to get behind the beast now that there's another opening. She's gonna try to deal some damage with her founding stone. This one's kind of a crack, but it's mostly on 5, so I'm going to call it a 5 and a 2. That means Peach does not get any hits. She needs a 7, a 6 to hit in this case. With that, it will be the lion's turn. No damage dealt for this round, so a beautiful fight with a pretty bum round. The lion's going to get to do his claw attack once again. Closest threat in range will be a 50-50. We're going to do evens for Mario, odds for Link. That would be a 10. Looks like Mario's getting another swipe at his wherever he's being swiped at. We'll find out momentarily. A 2 is rolled, so only 1 hit onto Mario. Let's see how this turns out. Another hit into his chest region. Now, he isn't considered doomed. Oh, actually, he hasn't been hit in the chest yet, so he'll gladly puff his chest out, getting slashed, but he's not too worried about it yet. With that, it's our hero's turn once again. The lion is bleeding all over the place. I just need to double check because I forgot his hand injury is there, but it doesn't affect this card. Anyway, bleeding all over the place. Wounded and coming close to death. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Link is going to take the initiative here. Actually, Link is uninjured. Mario's going to take the initiative. Oh, shit. Characters can't go through one another. So Zelda's actually in a pretty awful position in here. And if Peach goes first and fails, he could drag both of them. Alright, Mario will go first. He's going to move over to the hind leg of our white lion and try and land some blows with his founding stone. Do you manage a 7 and a 9? 2 hits. Manages to land a blow on the beast's temple and the beast's maw. I do believe the failure for the maw is less worse, as he has no brain damage currently. So we will go for the maw first. Trying to wound the beast. Oh, that was almost a crit. We do get a 7. That is successful. It's an 8. And the beast is not quite dead yet. Once all the AI cards are gone, you need 1 more blow to actually kill. Can Mario be the victor over the white lion? He stabs it hard. However, he does not draw blood from the beast's temple. Link, not wanting to be outdone by Mario here, gets right up beside Mario. Actually, he would probably get up by the side of the lovely lady fighting by him. This Link seems kind of like that guy. Using his fists and his teeth, he does manage 1 hit. Right into the beast's tricep. So let me double check the basic profile here. Fist and Tooth. It's 0 strength, so he has 1. So he needs at least a 5 to nail 6 toughness. That's not bad. He's biting and clawing at the tricep of the lion, and Link manages to do enough damage. The lion finally collapses. Our newfound survivors are successful. They woke up in the darkness, unaware of each other, let alone of anything that is currently going on, standing on top of nothing but countless faces. Unsure of their surroundings, but knowing that together they have survived. Our survivors are victorious. Alright, so enough with my dramatics. We draw 4 random basic resource cards. For slaying the white lion, we find a broken lantern, some love juice, monster organ, and a monster hide. Now the way this works is all resources are always cloned and then returned to the deck. So well, if you're playing the actual board game version, can you like slightly... Alright, that's fine, I guess. That's bothering me for no reason. But you record this information down and return the cards to the deck. So what I'm going to do is clone them and then return these to the appropriate deck. Just like that. So we have these now. We also get 4 white lion resources at random. We have some white fur harvested from the beast. Shimmering mane. That's pretty good. Eye of the cat. Organ and consumable. And the lion's claw. I kind of wish I got more bone, but I suppose we'll make do with what's going on over here. Now these I don't have to copy, because this is the prologue line. We'll be clearing him off soon. Anyway, let us continue on towards our first settlement phase right after this loads. I don't want to go to the glossary. First story. Oh, right, it went to the glossary because I was... No, it should have gone to this page. Anyway, let's zoom in on this here. After they defeat the white lion, the survivors wander the darkness, drawn to a soft glow blooming on the horizon. In the first story, settlement phase, players will create the settlement they will return to in every subsequent settlement phase. And we're going to follow these steps to set up our settlement. First thing we want to do is record that our survivors persevered through the first story. We are now the returning survivors. I'm going to use a new... the record sheet should say what we are. I'm going to update that off screen in the notes section, but basically these 4 characters, the first 4, are returning survivors, and that would be noted for them. I do believe. Actually, you know what? I don't think I have to make that note, because they're just returning. While they're the first to return from the prologue, it's not a big deal. This is saying they're returning as if it was from a hunt. So the next big step that we have to do, the survivors return. We get to name our settlement. And upon naming the settlement, all the survivors will gain +1 survival once the settlement is named. I've already named it. Nothing fancy. I said this would be corny, but we're living in the settlement of Nintendia. I was going to call it like Nintendopia or something, but that didn't ring too well. Can also update this number here to a 4, as all 4 of our heroes gloriously survive through this. And since they are returning, they gain 1 survival. So real quick, I'll make sure they're all at 1. You cannot go over your cap. So if you don't spend your survival during this fight, unfortunately you don't really benefit for returning alive. Okay. They heal any existing light and heavy injuries, which I will update off screen. And we add the names of the returning survivors to the population list, which I will also do off screen. Actually, that I won't have to do. We can click and drag these cards. I don't have to jot it down. They'll all be saved in the appropriate survivor tents, as it were. So we'll do that. I'll do that on my own time. The next thing that occurs is we gain endeavors. Endeavors are the creative energy accumulated from experience. Each returning survivor generates 1 endeavor. Endeavors not recorded because if they go unspent, they are lost at the end of the settlement phase. So what this means is we come over here, we have this endeavor bag and these endeavor slots. We have 4 to spend. We will do that soon. There's still more to do. While I'm thinking about it, each of these survivors does gain 1 hunt experience for the first story. So this one I will do since it's just checking the box. And I'll remove their injuries later. Now we continue on to the settlement event. And this is important. It happens first, before timeline events and story events occur. So for the first day, what we do is we get the first day card and follow its events. So the first day card is already taken out for us. And this will help us set up our settlement. Our survivors wander. Drawn to a blooming light in the distance, they find the serene comfort of a towering pile of lanterns and a small collection of scared people. On a deep instinctual level, they know this area is safe, and they make it their home. Roll 1d10 to determine our starting population, and record the result on the back of the settlement record sheet. We have a spot for that. Choose and record genders for unnamed survivors. You may name an unnamed survivor and create their survivor record sheet at any time during the settlement phase. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to do that off screen, but I'm going to create all of our starting population right off the get-go. So let's figure that out right now. How many extra survivors have we stumbled upon? We got a 9. 7 plus 10 unnamed survivors plus the 4 returning. So we're actually starting off really strong because we have 14 survivors. And that means I have to make 10 new characters. I'll probably do 5 boys, 5 girls. All from various Nintendo franchises. It should be fun. I'll do that off screen. And at the beginning of the next episode, I will introduce them all before we go on the hunt. I'll make sure I have all that set up. Alright, what's the second thing we're doing? Return to the settlement section of the first story. and proceed to update death count. Okay, I see. The first day settlement event card will not be used again during this campaign, so do not include it back in the deck. So this will be archived. We'll put it into our archive chest on the top left. So the next thing we want to do after you do your settlement event, you want to update the death count. Nobody died, so we don't have to do anything here. Now we're going to update our timeline. The extinguishing of a single lantern in the lantern horde, which is where we are, happens regularly. This is how the survivors track time, and it's called a lantern year. We're going to update the lantern year on the settlement record sheet, and then we're going to perform all of the lantern year events. This is year 1. Returning survivors event is what we are going to read. So you trigger your story events. This is just telling us to go check out the returning survivors. We're going to actually look at that. And then this is saying first time death count is updated, we will unlock a new principle, which we do not do. Alright, so before I do that, let's do timeline event, returning survivors. We can take a look at this insane picture. This, I believe, is our lantern horde, right? One of them. If you don't know about this game yet, there's a theme with faces being every fucking where. And I actually haven't looked too deep into, like, online anywhere about the lore. I don't know what the deal is with the faces. This game is gruesome. I said that at the start. I'm just taking a quick sip. Our returning survivors. Nominate a survivor to utter the first words. I will do the nominations randomly using my same convention from before. In case you're curious, we'll always play with 4 characters. That is like the recommended. So we have a 2. 1 and 2 is Mario. The nominated survivor steps forward and gains 1 courage. They lead the other survivors to learn to speak to one another. That is so appropriate for Mario to do for some reason. They discuss their situation, realizing they must hunt to live. Add the white lion to the quarry list on the settlement record sheet. Your settlement gains the language innovation. And search the innovation deck for language and place it face up in your play area, recorded on the sheet. It is our first innovation and will spark the creation of the innovation deck. I will build the innovation deck. First, Mario gains 1 courage. Second thing we were supposed to do, the white lion is now added to our quarry. This means when we go out to hunt, the only thing we can choose at the moment is a white lion to hunt. That's going to grow as the years go by. And it's going to grow pretty quickly. Alright. Then, building the innovation deck. So, not reading any of that stuff in the center there. What you're supposed to do, you come over here. This is the innovation deck. Now, we get language. This gets added to our innovations over here. This is our starting innovation. Our survival limit is at +1. And all of our survivors gain the encourage survival action, which once per round, if you're standing, you can holler at another guy who's non-deaf and force them to stand up if they are knocked down. We also add all of the language consequences to the innovation deck. So the first thing I'm going to do, just so I don't forget, is check encourage. I guess while I'm here, it doesn't take long to click these intuitive buttons. I love this so much. Everyone gets encouraged and everyone loses their light and heavy wounds. And for Zelda. Now I'm going to have to do this on all our new character sheets. That's okay. So here's how we build the innovation deck. What you want to do, this is the innovation list. Now, if you have this in person, it would go by a lot faster, but we could do this real quick. What you want to do is look for one that says consequence, and you want to find the language consequence, which they should all be next to each other. They're around here somewhere. There's a language consequence. We get ammonia, we add it to our innovation deck, and the rest of them, inner lantern. It tells you which 6 you're supposed to pick out in the book if you don't want to look for that. You need ammonia, drums, hovel, inner lantern, paint, and symposium. Not face paint, just regular paint. There's symposium, there's paint, there's hovel, there's drums, and we want, not ruby dough. Is that all 6? That is all 6. Okay. So this becomes our innovation deck. If I decide to innovate, we will draw 2 of these randomly, of course, shuffled. Draw 2, pick 1, and we gain that innovation. I actually might do that. I'll decide soon, I suppose. And now, the glowing center. Armed with language, the nominated survivor aptly names the glowing center of their home the Lantern Horde. The settlement gains the Lantern Horde settlement location. That is already set up for us right here. We have the Lantern Horde. This allows us to do all 4 of the, or 5 of the actions you see on this card. You can innovate, which costs an endeavor. We can build one of 3 settlement locations or buildings, also costs an endeavor. If we get symposium, we can always spend 1 innovation to do the shared experience ability on the bottom. I will go over that stuff later. Alright, so we added that. The nominated survivor sits in front of the Lantern Horde in awe and gains +1 understanding. Jeez, Mario, becoming awesome already. They must skip the next hunt phase as they ponder the meaning of existence. And then we return to the first story to complete the settlement phase. So Mario here gains an understanding. What did I just check? If it wasn't, oh no, I thought I checked that. And he must skip his next hunt. So Mario will not be going out on the next hunt. After this, we want to return to here. And we can take the next step, right? We triggered the story events. Once we're done triggering the story events, we can now develop our little settlement. And we can craft gear. Then we will be preparing our departing survivors. Record and archive the rest of our resources, and then you go on a hunt and you rinse and repeat. That's how you play Kingdom Death. And this is just other game modes. We don't need that. So, for this part, I'll tell you right now, this is the part that I'll probably be doing off screen. Because I have to think about a lot of stuff if I want to try and succeed all 40 years without losing everybody. So, what I'm going to do off screen is I'm going to update everything, which our survival limit on our characters is now at 2, thanks to language. I'm going to figure out how I want to spend my resources on making stuff. I will clean up the board. I will also spend... This is what I'm going to do here. Before I end this, I do want to spend my innovations. Now, I believe there's really not much you can do when you're starting out. Spend my endeavors, I mean. Pretty much, I probably will do the recommended thing with 3 endeavors and build the 3 buildings that we have. Yeah, this just tells you what it recommends. We don't even need this anymore. So, there's not a lot to use your endeavors on. This is all we can use our endeavors for. Innovating, which I think I don't know if I want to do that. I only got 1 bone. And bones are used to make weapons, which are really helpful because the next tiger is 8 toughness. He's a lot harder to hit. Jeez. This is going to be an interesting issue. Okay, well, I should point out, so in case of certain settlement events, before you record the loot you bring back, every character chooses one of the loots and they get put into these sections. You're carrying them with you in. So if some settlement event happened where you had to like eat your consumables, some bad things could occur. I'll pay attention to that more later on. It doesn't matter for the first day. Yeah. I guess I should. I want to innovate so damn badly, but I don't know if 1 bone not getting any weapons for the next fight is a good idea. Because with a toughness of 8, a strength of 1 on this weapon, you have to roll 7s? And that would be 7s for Link 2, since he's got the +1 strength. So we're rolling 7s to wound. Oh, I'll consider it. What I will do, though, I will spend 3 innovations, because there isn't anything else to really spend them on. We shall unlock the Skinnery, which only costs an innovation. The Bonesmith. So now we can produce all of these things on these cards, and I will also unlock the Organ Grinder. That's all 3 of the buildings you can build. We have them now on our settlement permanently. As for crafting gear and whether or not I innovate, I will get back to you guys with that in the next episode. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed Kingdom Death Monster, and I hope you're excited for the rest of this crazy ride. When I return, we will do Lantern Year 1. And we will hunt a real white lion next time. So, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.